My name is Michael Christmas. You're watching Hot New Hip Hop. Go listen to the Baggy Eyes EP and go on my Twitter and send me kiss emojis and shit like that. Hey, my name is Michael Christmas, 22 years old from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'll say life before rap for me was just like, movies, TV, video games, lots of jerking off. You know what I'm saying? Writing raps, dreaming big, you know what I'm saying? Real starry-eyed. I'm from Roxbury. It's kind of big, but it's Boston, so nothing's really that big. I didn't really do too much, you know what I'm saying, going out and shit like that. As a kid, my parents grew up real fucked up, so they didn't want me to do the same, so they would just buy me shit and keep me in the house as much as possible. So like, the only experiences I really had going out, I'd go to the corner store and they all knew me there, and they would all know me as Jermaine's son, my dad and shit, or like Jerry's grandson. And one of the things that always stuck out to me was there was constantly people in and out of my crib all the time, like my father's friends, you know what I'm saying, my grandmother's friends and shit like that. And they all loved and respected my dad. So one of the things that for me was growing up was like getting out of that shadow, because I'm not that much like him, you know what I'm saying? I don't live the same life as him. I was always Jermaine's son, and it's funny now, he's like Christmas's dad. People see him on the street and be like, yo, you look familiar. You look like Michael Christmas. And he'd be like, that's my son. And he's like, they're like, oh, you're Christmas dad, Mr. Christmas. He's like, don't call me that. So I took a W on that one. I would say when I started like listening to rap on my own, like when iPods became a thing, and my parents would always leave their iPods around the house, and I would just take them, and I would like headphones and just shuffle. And one of the first influences for me before modern rappers was like Ice Cube. And then after that, I would say my first like rap influence when I started writing raps in 7th grade was Soulja Boy. Like I just wanted to be a child star, you know what I'm saying, dance icon on the internet. That was what I wanted to do. And then after that, it was like the Cool Kids and like Wiz Khalifa and so on. I think it's all the same stories. Like the rappers that when they got big, you were pissed off about it. I was listening to them first. I was 16. I'm in my mom's crib. It's the summer. I don't have shit to do because I don't go out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start being a professional superstar rapper soon. So I need to make a Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I need to make an Instagram, Tumblr, everything, and I need to make a name. And once I had set everything up, I'm like, all right, what am I gonna be? And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, who do I wanna be? Who do I wanna be? It needs to be funny, kinda, but not stupid, because I wanna be a superstar. So, boom, Michael Christmas just popped in my head. I made my first song in 7th grade. It was awful. It was a Soulja Boy ass song. And from that day forward, I was like, this is all I want to do. It's the most fun shit I ever did in my life. What else would I look like doing something I don't love? I literally was just watching Michael Cera movies, and like, I was on like season probably 2 or 3 of Arrested Development at that point. And so he was just the only, you know what I'm saying? Everything about him, I'm like, this dude's hilarious. He's quiet. He's like not even really acting. He's just being himself, and it's funny. And he's awkward as hell, and I'm like, I relate to this dude. And I didn't write the hook like when I was writing the song. I wrote the 2 verses, and then when I went to the studio, I'm like, okay, I got these 2 verses. I have no hook. Fuck it, let's record. Record the verse. At the end of the verse, just started singing, I think I'm Michael Cera. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fire. And just did it like that, and that's just what it ended up being. They found me. That was the craziest part, is like with Logic, I think Six, when we went on tour, Six kind of told me the story, but we were both drinking Jameson, so I'm like, it's a little fuzzy. But either Lenny or Six was listening to my shit first, and then burnt Is This Art onto a CD and played it in the car. So when they would drive Logic around, they would bump the CD. So he would be in the car and he'd be like, yo, who is this? They'd be like, Michael Christmas, and then next thing you know, he follows me, and then he DMs me, and then we talking a little bit, and then he's like, come on tour. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, 40 dates. I'm like, holy shit. This is my first, I've never been on tour before. I've done like one date, that's my longest tour. And then pretty much same thing with Mac, like I think somebody like Q or someone played my shit for him, and then he followed me, and then he DM'd me like, come to LA. And so I just happened to be going to LA like a week later, and 3 o'clock in the morning, pull up to his house, like, yo, I'm outside. And that was it. And so I dropped an EP. I'm probably gonna drop another one, probably drop some shit in between the two, and just like have a lot of fun with this shit. Baggy Eyes was like low-key one of the proudest projects for me because it just came together so smoothly. Like I just made a bunch of music at the beginning of the year and like moving towards when it came out. And it was just like, yo, this shit is fire. And it doesn't sound like anything I've done in the years before. And so that's my favorite part about making music, is making shit you haven't made before. Making sounds that you've never tried, you know what I'm saying? And doing it successfully.